With this series, I like giving away the answer immediately, but this is a different story, so please just follow. This is FPS Inspect, the series where I look at tweaks and settings that you can do to potentially boost your performance, and the game I focus on is CSGO. Now, what is a driver? If you search for a device manager and open that up, you'll see all your hardware components. Most of them require drivers. A driver is like a manual for the hardware to understand the software. If the software stays the same, then everything will work just fine. But if the software changes or gets a hefty upgrade, then your manual could get outdated. And that's when things get a little funky. So it is always good practice to update your drivers so that your hardware understands your new software. For most CSGO players, however, this seems to be counterproductive. And that's because a very popular thing to do is to grab and install less up-to-date Nvidia drivers. The idea is that newer drivers come with unnecessary features and other crap that causes instabilities and will only make your performance worse. To be honest, it is a bit over the top. Sure, if you're only playing CSGO and the game never gets any updates which could impact the driver version that you're running on, yeah, I guess you win. But if you're ever interested in playing other games or new titles, then the latest drivers are almost always recommended. Either way, I gave it a try, so I downloaded and installed the Nvidia driver 460.89 on my main and streaming PC. This was a version that I got recommended by Kazi. It only goes back to 2020 and it supports all the latest cards, so I can downgrade to it from my 1060 and 3080 GPUs. To make the benchmarks fair, I used DDU to remove everything, downloaded and installed the latest drivers without internet, set everything to default, and I did the same with the 460.89. I spent so many hours on this, which in the end was just disappointing. I was led to believe that it greatly affects performance, which, as you can see, did nothing at all. If anyone tells you that their older driver was so much better than their new one, my guess is that they accidentally triggered a setting with the new driver that made the game feel worse. Or it's just placebo. Also, with older drivers, I have noticed that shadowplay acts very strange. Sometimes it makes the game recording flicker and the brightness changes. Speaking of shadowplay, it still does not work together with Facet's anti-cheat, and that is a real bummer. Now I can hear some of you guys saying, wait, download an even older version. Which I did. I decided to go back to the oldest version I could find for my 3080 just because, well, just so I could feel pain. The 456.38 is the first driver for the 3080, and my performance went up by nothing again. And did shadowplay work with Faceit this time? Nope. Well, that sucks. Now, a YouTube comment from a previous video that I made on this series talked about 442.74 working with Faceit's anti-cheat. At this point, I could very well try it out, even though there isn't any support for my 3080 or the entire 30 series. If you ever wanted to know if that works, well, here's your answer. So, the oldest driver that I could use with my 3080 gave no performance boost, and I still can't use shadowplay with Faceit. In other words, I'm better off using the latest driver. Now, what about my 1060? This is a card compatible with the 442.74 version, and it made no difference there either. Shadowplay seems to work though, together with Faceit's anti-cheat. At least the video ends with something positive. Oh, but wait. Shadowplay works just fine with Faceit's anti-cheat using the latest Nvidia driver for the 1060 anyway. Nice. And just for the lulz, I downloaded the 388.59 version as well, which came out in 2017. This is the oldest Nvidia driver I could find for my 1060, and look at that beautiful performance boost. And that's the video. Let me know what you think of this series down below. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and go bananas.